Swapping over to Zarya to counter the Orisa is a classic. However, it is unironically a good idea here, not only because it counters Orisa, but also because Junkrat is really, really bad against Zarya because of how Junkrat absolutely feeds your charge, because his bombs are so big and slow and predictable, it's so easy to bubble them in reaction, and because the damage is so high, you get loads of charge off of the bombs. So Zarya is a pretty good pick here. Now, your Zarya ends up being a bit hit or miss. I'd definitely say this. Out of the 4 characters you play, D.Va, Zarya, Winston, and Orisa, I would say the Zarya was maybe your best. Hard to say. I mean, you got the most done on Winston, we'll get to that later, but I think a lot of that was just the fact that Winston was naturally a good pick there, and not necessarily what you did with Winston. Whereas here, I think, honestly, you pulled out a relatively good performance on Zarya compared to before. So the first mistake I want to point out, though, is I will say you had more good bubbles than bad, but you have a couple really bad bubbles, and that was the first one. That was a very early bubble, and it was against a soldier who has a hit scan weapon. You really want to be bubbling projectiles because the enemy can't just unshoot their projectiles once they're already fired. Whereas with hit scan, there is absolutely zero travel time where the bullets are in the air, which means it's way easier to just stop firing your gun to not give the Zarya a charge with a hit scan compared to a projectile. Not to mention, again, Junkrat bombs are going to do more damage, so you want to save the Junkrat bombs. Or the Orisa bullets, because the Orisa bullets and Spear is also projectile. Like that was really good. Immediately, 40 charge almost instantly. You block both Junkrat bombs and the Orisa bullets. You kind of should have pushed up there, but I get that you're a little bit nervous. This is a bit unfortunate. So it's good that you notice the Junkrat trap at the last second, but it looks like it kind of wipes your brain. Because you're like, okay, once after you do it, it kind of looks like you're a little bit lost. Because you don't use your bubble until the soldier's already basically dead. And on top of that, you use your bubble when no one's shooting at you. Like, you get shot at, and then after you get shot at, you stop getting shot at, and then you press bubble. And the person who was shooting you dies. And it's not even you who kills them, someone else kills them for you, you know? Oh, this is a little bit nitpicky, but I still have to say it. It's good that you're not running on Orisa right now, but you're running on the second worst target right now, Junkrat. The best target for you to go for is probably... Okay, the best target is technically Kiriko, but she's a little bit out of range, so I'd say the best target is probably Baptiste. But either way, Baptiste or Kiriko, absolutely. Junkrat is not a good target to go for here, because he's the only one who can get away. Baptiste's Exo Boots can't get away because it only goes up and he's got nowhere to escape to except up here, but he's not close enough to reach. Kiriko does have Swift Step, but the only people she can Swift Step to are in your range, so she just reappear in your range again. She Swift Steps to Orisa, you just turn around and kill her. Swift Steps to Bap, she barely even moves. Swift Steps to Junkrat, Junkrat wouldn't have used this bomb to get away in the first place unless he only used it because he teleported, so she just teleport in front of your face. So Kiriko could not escape you if you went for Kiriko, and neither could Bap. And you would kill a support, which would be huge. And then Orisa guaranteed dies if she loses a support. But unfortunately, we go for Junkrat, who can escape and also can just get healed because you're not pressuring the supports. And then, yeah, the Orisa tries to stop you. Though, in fairness, you do get enough heals to live. Another thing I'd like to point out is, this isn't too bad, but there's a little bit later where you do it much worse. When you right-click a Zarya, it's important to know why you're right-clicking. If I remember correctly, just spamming right-click on Zarya is lower DPS, even if you direct hit everything, than just beaming. So if you're wondering what the hell is the point of right-click if it's harder to land but does less damage than beam, it's that it can do more damage if you're hitting multiple targets, for one, and for two, it kills faster if someone's already one hit to death. If it will only take one right-click to kill someone, it's faster to right-click them to kill them than to hold beam until they die, even if beam does more DPS, because of course it's more upfront damage. So as a result, you should only really be using right-click if A, you're going to hit multiple targets with it, B, you can't hit your beam with them so you have to use your right-click, or C, trying to right-click them will cause them to die immediately, whereas beaming them would give them a chance to escape. In this case, unfortunately, none of these were the case. With the first shot, you only got Orisa, and with the second shot, you only got the Immortality Field. So you're doing less damage for no reason, basically. And you're also using more ammo. Okay. I feel like you might have got a bit of information overload here and kind of not registered in your brain what happened. First of all, you had a chance to kill Bap here, though it was a very narrow window. And you lose your window. Then, this Junkrat's booped you. Right now, you lost your window to kill Bap. That's unfortunate. Kill Junkrat. I don't think you realise that Junkrat is right here. Even though they're the one that blew you up. And so now you've lost your chance to kill Junkrat as well. And now Junkrat's ulting, and if you paid attention, you'd know he's in this room. Now, if there's a Junkrat in this room who's about to prepare a Riptire, where do you think it's going to go? Now, I will give you this. This Junkrat actually caught me off guard. I was certain he was going to drive his tire up here, drop it down here, boom. Bastion dead, Ana dead, maybe even Baptiste. Sorry, not Baptiste, Cass. And that's if the Baptiste doesn't throw an Immortality Field, but he'd have to react really quick to do that. Even then, if the Immortality Field is closer to the center of the explosion than these two, which it probably will be if it lands here, then I think it kills the Immortality Field first and then them, which means they still die, even with Immortality Field in that case. So, yeah. That would be really bad. So one, that only happened because you didn't kill the Junkrat when you had the chance. He would be dead right now, and he wouldn't even have his ult here if you killed him. But two, let's forget about the past. That's already come and gone. What are we going to do about it now? We hear the Riptire. First thing you should be thinking is, okay, my teammates are behind me. I need them to stay alive so I can keep pushing this fight. I have all this charge. I don't want to die. You should be looking behind you for the Riptire and being ready to bubble one of your teammates to save their lives. Obviously, you might not be able to save everyone, but definitely make sure you save your Ana, I would say. I think Ana is the #1 person you need to make sure does not die here under any circumstances. So you should be looking at backing around this corner right now and making sure the Ana gets bubbled if the Riptire comes for her. Even yourself, don't get me wrong, bubble yourself if you can, but literally probably prioritize the Ana over yourself, because, it's really that important that the Ana lives here. Now, all that said, as I say, this Junkrat kind of catches me off guard with this Riptire and does something kind of dumb. He just drives it directly into you. Oh wait, I think he tries to go up here at first and he messes it up, I guess. Maybe that's why he did it. Yeah, he does it right into your face, and I don't think you even noticed. So you could have beamed to destroy the tire. You have full charge. And even if you couldn't have beamed it, you could have turned around and bubbled the cast to save his life. Instead, now the cast dies, and because everyone had to duck for the Riptire that you didn't help with, now you die as well, because you've got no support, you've got no DPS pressuring them, they just gotta run. So yeah, you gotta be a bit more attentive to what's going on. You can't get lost in the chaos of the team fight, especially if you're gonna play tank, because that's one of the most important skills on tank, is to be able to track everything that's going on.